This boy is not gonna let me freaking record a video.
Warning, warning.
Girl, you watching at your own risk.
Hey guys, so I want to tell you guys about my labor. So basically, the day that I was due, that night around like 7, they're getting a lot of contractions, but like irregular contractions. And I was throwing up, couldn't keep anything down, pooping, couldn't keep anything in. And I was trying to stay hydrated because I was going to do a home birth. So I knew that if I had to like admit myself into the hospital, I would get an IV and they'd probably keep me a while, probably trying to induce me, yada yada, because I was due that day. So going into what I think is labor, so I'm thinking, yo, it's go time, bro, let's go. Come to find out, I'm in prodromal labor. Prodromal labor is labor that starts and stops before fully active labor begins. It's often called false labor, but this is a poor description. Medical professionals recognize that the contractions are real, but they come and go, and labor may not progress. So I'm in this bitch for a whole fucking week, my God. So I'm sitting here, okay? I think the midwife came eventually one of these days or a day before, and she checked me, and it was E-facing. My cervix was E-facing, but I was only dilated 1 centimeter. So I'm sitting here having these contractions that aren't, you know, as bad as they could be. They're definitely something that, you know, I have to shut up sometimes and just vibe through it. You know what I'm saying? So these contractions are coming and going. None of them are getting closer. Well, they got a little bit closer eventually, like around the 6th day after this all started. So I'm going through these contractions for 6 days now, okay? And I start bleeding, so I freak out because of my birth history and the severity of a situation. At any time you can lose yourself and you can lose your baby. So I'm freaking out. Okay, so now it's a freaking new day and I have to record, continue talking about this, so let's get to it. So basically, wiped, there was blood down there, and I was like, oh my goodness, what should we do? My significant other was like, call the midwife and get her over here. So she got over here. I sent her a picture and she was like, yo, that's just the mucus plug or whatever, bruh. So I'm like, oh. And then she got over here. This lady slept over our house, bruh. Like, she put me through boot camp first, okay? And what she did was she made me, like, go through the contractions and intensify them by putting a ball between my legs, a peanut between my legs when the contractions were happening. And bro, like, so I wouldn't clench my butt. That made it worse. So they were, like, intensifying the contraction. And this was, like, when they were 5 minutes apart. I literally was not sleeping throughout the whole time anyway, and now I'm definitely not sleeping, you know what I'm saying? So then she had me walking around during contractions. She had me bouncing on a ball while breast pumping, and then she had me shaking the apple, which is basically just twerking. She had me sitting on the toilet through contractions with these blocks underneath my feet. She had me doing so many freaking things. I was literally like pissed off. I'm like, I'm about to go to the hospital. F this. I'm gonna give me an epidural. Because the baby was sunny side up. So he was like looking outwards, not the way you're supposed to be looking, which is back. And he was head down, but he was looking out. So like it was making it very difficult for him to get under the pelvic bone. It would have been better to turn him sideways, which we did eventually, and he did get through. But man, it was so hard, and his head's all like shaped weird and everything. But anyway, so it was so hard to get him to just rotate. And she was like, I had to deliver 2 babies like herself with the way that my baby was facing. She said, so I'm showing you how to get it done at home. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I believe you. But I was so pissed off at her because I'm like, I wanted to have a home birth to where I can relax, to where I can, you know what I'm saying, like be in a stress-free environment. And this bitch got me going to ham every chance she gets. Just freaking, I was literally like, my whole body was sore as if I was doing ab workouts. Like I was exhausted to an extent I've never been exhausted before in my freaking life. And then when all that was done, she has me doing this circuit thing. Okay, so she's doing this, like she put the scarf on my belly and she's shaking me or whatever to turn the baby. And I'm on my all fours, you know what I'm saying, through this contraction, and she's shaking through the contraction, bruh. So then when we do that for a couple of minutes or whatever time frame, finally I get on the bed. She has me with one leg up through the contractions, doing all this stuff. I don't know what exactly. And I start screaming, and I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. I tap out. That's what I'm looking like, bruh. I'm not going through this pain because the contractions were not that bad when I'm not doing what she's telling me to do. So I'm saying I'm not going to do this no more. I'm just going to go through my regular contraction. That's basically what I'm saying. So, like, I push. Oh, I had a pillow under my leg. Like, yeah, no, it wasn't a peanut. It was actually a pillow. It was two pillows. I had two pillows under my leg. So I pushed the pillows off the bed, and as soon as I pushed the pillow off my bed, and I'm like, I'm done. My water just and explodes everywhere. We have probably passed down, so we're good. Plus, we have like 2 shower curtains of the bed and everything, so nothing got gross. We just went. Okay, so that was like at 1 o'clock. The baby was delivered at 4. So basically, from when my water broke to like 4 something, late for an hour, like 4:50, 4 something, he was delivered. So like 3 hours after my water broke, I went through it. And she checked my cervix. She's like, that's a head. And it was just like, I asked her to because after feeling all of the stuff, I was just like super worried to push, and the baby wasn't ready to be pushed because, you know, so I'm pushing this mofo out. I'm on the bed. I'm moving different places, right? He kept peekaboo his head. I feel so bad for him because now his head's kind of like, because his head's a little bit, well, was a little bit longer than I would have liked when he came out. But then after I got off the bed and we got to like the kind of floor, I was like squatting, and my significant other was holding my arms, and he stopped recording. He couldn't record anymore, and the midwife was right in front of me. Her assistant was like over here, basically just pep talking me. He's holding me. I got 2 blocks underneath my feet. I'm literally like, I don't know what the position's called, squatting, and the lady is down there. Now, she was pissing me off. I kept telling her over and over again, do not touch me. And she was like trying to spread my lips. I'm like, do not touch me. Do not touch me. Like, I'm literally genuinely asking her not to fucking touch me. And she kept touching me without my permission. And I grabbed her arm and stopped her. And she's like, don't touch me. And it's like, oh, I gotta respect your boundaries, but you not respecting mine. Like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, she knew what she was doing because I got the baby out, you know, unharmed. He's chill. Look at him sleeping over there with his daddy. So it's like, you know, whatever. Everything was good. But as soon as that baby came out, like, I finally got his head out instead of doing the peekaboo thing. Blood, mucus, sweat, tears, everything just squirted out of me. She grabbed the baby and pulled him out though, which I also did not appreciate. But he was out. I didn't have to do anything else. And then I got lifted and thrown onto the bed. The baby got thrown onto my chest, like immediately as soon as he was out, thrown onto my chest. And they're trying to wipe him a little bit while he's on me. They didn't wipe him fully because they wanted to keep some of the stuff they just got as much as possible off of him. And then I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I didn't want to move because he was so freaking slippery. It was like, I really felt like if I did any movements, here's the go. Then the camera died. So this is my 3rd recording part of the singular video. You guys won't notice, but I'm just letting you know. So where am I at? Yeah, so they were wiping off as much as possible off of him, and I didn't know what to do with the dang baby, and I'm like super afraid to move because I'm also in pain because I just, like, you know, pushed the baby out of my vagina. And then he's super slippery, so it's like I'm on the edge of the bed afraid to move closer to the middle of the bed to be more comfortable because they kind of just like threw me on the edge of the bed and then threw the baby in my lap. On my chest. So it's like, oh my god, what do I do? He's slippery. I don't want to drop him. I don't want him to slip on my, like, literally I felt like I was just gonna, like, you know how like if you get a bar of soap and you squeeze too much, it would just, you know what I'm saying, shoot in the air. I felt like he was just gonna do that. So I'm freaking out. This man's crying in the background. So anyway, so I'm like yelling at the midwife, like, what do I do? What do I do? And it's the other midwife, not my midwife, but the midwife assistant lady who's really a midwife, but she's an assistant as well. during births, and she was basically like, what you need to do is just breastfeed him. And I'm looking at her like, well, how the fuck do I breastfeed a baby? Like, I don't know why I just started freaking out. Like, I had obviously never breastfed a baby before, but it just still felt like I was so panicky. So then she helped me. She basically held my nipple and put it in his mouth for like 2 minutes, and I didn't like take it from her. I was just like thanks, like, you know, you're breastfeeding the baby for me. Then she's like, okay, grab it, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And then we sat there, and I breastfed him myself, and it was like he super latched like immediately, and it was just so nice. And then I fell asleep for I don't know how long I fell asleep. I closed my eyes and just fell asleep. And then after I fell asleep, after I fell asleep, I woke up and I handed the baby to you, right? I handed the baby to my significant other. You know, we delayed cord clamping and all that shit. That was fun. I was losing a good amount of blood. They gave me Pitocin to slow down my blood or whatever. And I think it was in the shot. Oh my god, bro. I literally feel like they put that needle in my goddamn leg because it was retractable. But I feel like it snapped. Like the needle was so thin. I mean, thinking about it now, just really giving me the heebie-jeebies. But they did that. And then after that, I stopped bleeding myself. But she felt like I should have probably took some more Pitocin like as a prescription drug. But my bleeding was pretty good afterwards. Like I stopped bleeding pretty early. I've been breastfeeding the whole time, no supplementing anything. I had a very blessed child to know how to latch immediately. Like he's just been ready to do it his whole entire like life before coming out. And my boobs were very eager to feed him, so everything worked out really well. And I slept every time he slept pretty much during the night. And now here we are at 6 weeks. I don't know if there's any questions, and I don't know if I'm forgetting anything or leaving anything out, but that's my story. It took me a really long time to get it all out. It was a crazy experience that I would never wish on my worst of enemies. No, I'm just kidding. It was very fun. Like, I don't regret a single thing. Oh, you know what happened? I also tore, but my tear was like straight down. Just up because I'm a boss ass bitch and I ain't want no stitches. Snitches get stitches, bitch, and I ain't no snitch. So yeah, I stitched my vagina. And yeah, and now we have a baby. The end. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video. I love you guys and I appreciate you. What are you doing? The video's over. Get out of here.